Okay, I am going to share my screen and we're going to walk through um, the experience for physicians. Let me just make sure. It looks like my mic is working. Okay, excellent. So, Berlin Clinic, physician careers. As we explore open physician jobs, we come down to the departments. We'll click on Department of Medicine. I think there's an open job here. Here we go, medicine department job. I can click learn more. And this is going to open up the um, Phenom job description, which the team will be creating in the Phenom CRM. Remember, this page is not working, so we have to ignore the top of it. And we're just going to scroll down to the bottom because this is the Phenom job that will show when somebody comes to the um, the main the production site. So we'll click apply now so we can walk through what that process would be like. We also know that apply now, I think, says I'm interested or something like that. So this is the I'm interested CRM form, and the candidate will click apply, and they're going to come down. They're going to add their resume. So I've got a fake resume here. We'll let that parse in. I'm going to show you, how that parses. So my resume is uploaded successfully. You can see it parses my first name, my last name, my email address, etc. I'm going to make some quick changes just so I'm not duplicating any efforts that I've had before. So I'm going to change my email account for this, and why is that not letting me do that? Supposed to let me do that. Let's just keep to that one worked. I guess because it came through. So we're gonna hopefully test with this one and hope it doesn't create problems. You guys, when you test, you'll just be using your emails. I just had to do that because of my issues. So I'm going to join in about 7 to 12 months, and I'm more than happy to receive messages from you. And now that's going to click, and we will see this person on the medicine job. So let's go to our job list. I'm going to click all jobs here and wake up the system. And we're looking at these physician postings because these are the CRM jobs. And I'm going to look for that medicine department job, which is right here. And I should see these are leads, people who came to the site in the past, looked at a job, so they became leads. But in this case, because I actually said I was interested, I'm sitting under the applicants, and here is that email address. So it didn't create a problem. I'm going to look at the candidate. I can review the candidate's resume here. I can make notes if I want, and I can decide whether or not, after a year of relationship, we're going to hire him. So at the point of hiring, then I would add that person to a job. And so let's just look for a real job. I want to make sure I get a physician job here. So I'm just going to put in surgeon because that way I know I'm getting an actual job. So let's just say plastic surgeon. Okay. And I add that person to the plastic surgeon job. And when I click down below on the left here, I can now view that job. It says, do I want to generate an invite email, which I can review before sending? I could say yes here. And if I say yes, then it's going to populate an email that looks like this, and it's going to have the apply link assigned to it. So I'm going to go ahead and send that. That email has been sent. I'm going to go look for that email. So I'll do that under the screen. Bear with me. I have it in an old consulting account of mine. Should be populating the email now. and bring it here. And you can see it says invitation to apply for plastic surgeon position. So here's that email. We can change some of the information in the email. We can set this up as a template rather than letting AI do this, so that the language is what we want to. We can also do something, and we can talk through how to do it to make the apply process a little bit easier. So in this case, the link brings me to the actual job. Remember, we have that job problem, but it brings me to the actual job. This now is coming from Workday. This is the job in Workday, which comes over in Phenom as a private job. So you can see this is your Workday language here, contact intelligence, and all of that stuff. So now when I click to apply for this job, it's going to open up the apply process. Here it comes. And this is the Phenom Workday apply process. So in this case, we're going to ask for the actual resume again. We'll use that. I think it was this one. Now it's not necessary. Yeah, it will parse. Okay. We've got the how did you hear about us? I'm going to see if we can pull this off. We can actually take this off of the physician apply flow, and that's one of the things we want to do with the testing, is to make sure that the apply flow is what we want it to be. But here's how it's built now. I haven't worked for you before. Here's the name. Here's an address, and here's all of this. I'm just going to select that. The email address came over, right? The mobile account also came over, and then I just click that. Because this is an official Workday apply, we're going to go through, the normal questions that we expect to have answered during that process. We are assuming that this is a requirement. Again, if we don't need to capture this information, that's an internal decision, and we can make changes. But for now, this is the applied process. That should be all the information right in there. And now I click submit. That's the actual official application, and I get to this page. All right. Let me get rid of that screen. I'm going to come back to our jobs here. Sorry, I didn't need to refresh that. I didn't realize I was already on there. So we're going to take a look at the applicants. And it's just not quite there yet. There he is. So here's the applicant information for that job. So before I refreshed it, that applicant was sitting as a lead. We sent the invite, he applied to the invite, and now the applicant is sitting here as an actual application. Interesting thing here is now this person is also in Workday. So if we were to do anything right here to update his status in Workday, then that's going to update Workday, and have any additional changes in Workday. So one of the things we're going to want to talk about is once they're here and they're in Workday, do you need to do anything with them? Do you need to move them to any other status? You don't want to push them to hire because you don't use hire. So we'll want to understand, do we just leave them in this position? Do we move them to short list, or do we just wait for the update then later on to come back from Workday? But that is the end-to-end process, and I wanted to be able to share that with you today. All right. Now, if I can figure out how to stop recording, that would be great. Stop recording.